Your team is either your biggest asset or your biggest liability. The deciding factor in that is how you've led them. I've had team members that have came in early, worked late, referred their friends as patients. And I've also had team members who have watched the clock, packed up early, and made a negative impact on the cultural energy. Good or bad, team members have a big impact on you, your peers, and the entire clinic. So it's important you build one correctly. My name is Dr. Dustin Scott. I run a 7-figure chiropractic practice in Central Iowa. And in my spare time, I help other chiropractic clinic owners scale their impact and bring more value to their communities. Real quick, before we dive in, I put together a free KPI stat sheet, new patients per week, collections per visit, all in one, ready to use stat sheet. This is my stat sheet my receptionist fills out and I review in my practice every week. And if you don't know your numbers, your business is just a guessing game. Link is at the top of the description. Sign up, confirm your email, and it's yours. All right, so we read all those. Now we're back to team building. Point 1, hire for energy, train for skill. Experience matters, but it's not the whole picture. A candidate who has worked in a chiropractic practice before knows the workflow, and that's valuable. But if they don't align with your values, your mission, your vision of the clinic, that experience will not save you. You can teach something like your intake process, but you cannot teach someone how to genuinely care about your patients. When we go through and have that interview process, they've made it through the potential filters that you have in place, and you're able to have the Zoom call. Looking through them, eye to eye, holding a conversation. What are we actually looking for here? In our clinic, our culture, we want someone that can hold a conversation naturally. Someone that has good positive energy and good positive posture. So during your interview process and the value of the questions and the context of the questions that you can ask, something like, tell me about a time when you went above and beyond, right? For your company or for somebody else when nobody else was watching. These are valuable points that show the character for the type of person that they are. You're always gonna have people that might just try to have a good interview or say the right thing, but in essence, you can really feel whether the person is being true or not. Number 2, onboard intentionally. When onboarding a new team member, we want to make sure that we are putting them in position for success. Okay, so we put them with somebody that is top of the team. They know the system, they know the structures, they know exactly how to lead them to success. So instead of just day-to-day kind of wasting time and putting them into, numbless activities or videos, being able to have some interaction, being able to have someone that can really test their abilities and put them into a position to succeed, right? Someone that's going to be able to stretch their vision into where they're going over the next 12, 18, 36 months, and even into the future of 5, maybe even 10 years. Intentional roadmap of starting. Does your system, does your team, does your culture, does your brand have a system and a roadmap? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. When are they put out on their own? So they might start by shadowing their position, then they start by getting shadowed in their position, and then they own their position. That is the ultimate goal, but you have to have a roadmap on how they get there. Number 3, meet daily. This is an absolute non-negotiable, and it should be for you too. We meet every pre-shift. If the shift starts at 8:30, we start meeting at 8 o'clock. If we end the first shift at 12:30, we meet at 12:30 until about 12:45. If the afternoon shift starts at 3, we meet at 2:30. At our practice, we're celebrating everything that's happened the day before or the week before. We're talking about points that we need to work on for growth and different bottlenecks that can start to make the experience that much better. Of course, we're talking about anything clinically that any person might be dealing with that needs extra attention. We'll go through anything administratively that needs work on so that admin is covered. Any kind of money system thing where we are looking to hone in on our goals. And then of course, any type of promotions we might have in the office to let people know what's going on and what we're hyping about this week or this month. During the team huddles and the team meetings, this is where a lot of your culture is created. You have to be able to have some uplifting energy, some uplifting spirit, and have some positivity, not just all negative. Number 4, reward the standard. When any of your team members exceed the standard, we've got to make it public. So maybe you saw Andy on decompression go above and beyond on caring for somebody and being able to help them and take time, getting them off the table, maybe getting them an ice pack to cool down the low back a little bit after being stretched. Because when we see our team going above and beyond, that's what matters. Having the heart first versus the numbers. Now on the flip side, of course, we're gonna have team potentially fall under the standard. Ideally, we nip this as soon as possible. Of course, we just have a very upfront discussion. One-on-one, hey, Andy, I noticed that today your energy was a little off. You seemed a little bit short. Is everything okay? We have to check in. I noticed that when you were taking Becky off of the massage table, you kind of rushed her over to the other room and you had a little bit of a disgruntled look on your face. Normally you're really pleasant. So just remember that our standard here is always putting our heart first, making sure that we are keeping positive energy at all times, because that's what people come for. And most of the times you'll see as a clinic owner, people aren't intentionally falling short. They just need the direction. They need to know that you are looking out for their best interest and giving them that positive direction. Your practice will never outgrow your team, the culture that your practice built. And the team will never outgrow the culture that you build. Hire people who care, onboard with intention, huddle every morning, and make recognition a habit, and address private conversations immediately and directly. The practices thriving 10 years from now are not just gonna have the best adjusters. They're gonna have the best team. And that starts with the standard that you decide to hold today.